Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Cyclone Game Center, sponsored by our great friends at Kingland Systems. We've done a lot of these in the last year and a half with football and basketball, and Kingland said to us, hey, man, we would love to get some wrestling involved in that, which we thought was a great idea, so let's do that today. We're going to take a look back at David Carr's undefeated NCAA championship season, and to do that, we bring in David Carr, along with Coach Kevin Dresser and assistant coach Brent Metcalf. And guys, this was a special season, and it had to be really cool to get the opportunity again after kind of having that ripped away from you guys a year ago, and to see what David was able to do in those circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely, John. David had a great COVID year, and we literally found out 1 week before the tournament started, about 4 or 5 days before we were getting ready to leave for Minneapolis. So I remember, everybody kind of walking out of the room that day, and David specifically walking out of that room. Ian Parker and David Carr had the biggest tears in their eyes of anybody. But when they got the chance to fix it and make it right and inherited a little patience, obviously David made the most of it.
Brent, can you imagine in your career having something like that opportunity ripped away from you with something out of your control? How hard that would have been?
Yes, that would have been very tough. I think fortunately for these guys, they were granted an extra year. Obviously, if you're a senior that year, that didn't do you any good. So I think that probably helped a little bit. You could ask David if that helped, that you knew, like, hey, I still have the ability to achieve my goals and what I want. But, the unique thing about just sports in general is you don't know what time has for you, right? So when you're all queued up and ready to go for the NCAA championships and like, hey, I'm going to get it done now, you don't know, maybe in 3 years you have an injury or something, then you're not primed, for your fourth title or something. So I'm sure some of those doubts kind of creep in where it's like, well, shoot, now my 4-year became a 5-year goal or whatever. So I could see that being tough. And I could say that David in particular, since we're talking about him right now, did a really good job of having the right perspective and just taking it one day at a time. And, obviously being prepared when it was time to go. So
how'd you do that, David? How'd you get in that right frame of mind?
I mean, just great coaches. They do a good job with me and keeping me focused. You have to have a kind of a short mindset. You got to kind of forget what happened last year and just, get ready for the new season. There's nothing you can do about the past, and you continue to train and get ready. That's always the mindset. The past is in the past. I won a national title. That's already in the past. I'm already working to go and win my second. I'm working to dominate and grow. So, once something happens in the past, they keep me focused, keep me locked in on the present. And I think they do a good job of that. And I just try to be coachable in that way.
Awesome. Well, for 20 minutes anyway, we're going to make you look back into this past season, and then you can move on. But we're going to go ahead and roll the clips of this season. It starts out, you're facing David Hollingsworth of Wartburg at Hilton. And, a consistent theme, I think, throughout the entire season, guys, was David was the aggressor from the get-go.
Guy,
I think that was, and we had an unusual season in the fact that we were just really kind of nervous even getting any opponents. So from a scheduling standpoint, I went out of the box a little bit and grabbed a bunch of, D2s and D3s and I think maybe even NAI school, and it was great. I mean, Wartburg right down the road here, this guy that David had was, I think this kid probably ended up winning a national championship at D3 or right in the thick of it. So this wasn't a gimme.
Yeah, this guy was really strong. He ended up winning nationals for his division and strong competitor. Came out, wrestling hard.
Then you face Daniel Ruiz of Loris, and you got a tech fall here. And just establishing early on that what kind of a season I think you're going to have.
Yeah, I really think one thing probably helped David, and you can attest to this or not, is that COVID year is you probably built more confidence coming into this year, where as far as you're going to see through a lot of this video, a lot of dominant wins. You know, it was maybe the year before. You're kind of wading in the waters to kind of see where you're at and where you really stack up in the country, and you don't really know. And he had most of his season to realize, like, hey, like I could be the best in the country. So I felt this year he took another step as far as mentality wise and expectation to go out and dominate guys. And you're seeing that early on, you know, where we're not having close matches. He's going and racking points up. So
That includes the pin here over Jacob Wasser of Nebraska Kearney to get to 3-0. And off to a great start. Now you're going to step it up. You're going to face Jared Jock of Missouri, who came in 5-0, a two-time NCAA qualifier. And you really dominated him, David. Tell us about that match with Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly being coached to score points and have fun and go out there and dominate, score early, score often. That's the goal. I know this guy was ranked. He was a good opponent, but like I said, it's just going out there trying to score points and have fun out there. And that was kind of the theme this year, is to go out there and, like Mecca said, I kind of had that confidence from last year, and then this year I wanted to kind of separate myself and get more bonus points.
We're going to skip past your win over Justin Thomas of Oklahoma up in Cedar Falls. Got you to 5-0. Good win. And now it's on to Iowa Central, Nolan Miller-Johnston, another pin. And again, nobody's really threatening you yet at this point in the season.
yeah, those pins are good. David claims he wants to win the Hodge Trophy, so you better really start racking them pins up, maybe.
Yeah. All I've been doing all summer has just been working on pins. I've been wrestling a bunch of high school kids at these camps and doing all this stuff, literally just working dresser dumps, coming out front, pinching the head, just working a bunch of stuff to get pins, because that's the goal. You know, win Hodge, you got to get a lot of pins. It's like a pin contest and get a lot of bonus. So this year, instead of getting a bunch of tech falls, I think I might have had like 5 or 6 tech falls. I got to turn those 5 or 6 to pins. So
there's one of those tech falls against Ronnie Gentile of Lindenwood. And now you're going to face Wyatt Sheets of Oklahoma State. And this is a good one, guys. Take it over here.
Well, you know, Sheets did
the whole match on his knees, right?
Yeah, that's he wrestled on his knees the whole time. So, you know, we didn't know at the time Sheets had a torn ACL. He wrestled most of the season with a torn ACL. So he stayed down on, you know, and just basically was in survival mode this whole match, and didn't do a whole lot this match. I think David would agree.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to do stuff. I was honestly disappointed about not getting bonus.
We're going to face Franek from North Dakota State up in Fargo, and that's who you ended up facing in the finals, and just dominated him. 17-5 major.
Yeah, this to me was a big growth thing for David, because David wrestled him the year before in Vegas. And this guy's a tough guy, and I think David maybe worked to major him, but really kind of maybe beat him by 7 or 8. And I really felt like, for me as a coach, I wanted to see how David was going to separate himself from this guy, because this guy's pretty good. I mean, this guy is the guy that he eventually wrestled in the Big 12 finals, I think. So, you know, he went out and really, really put it on him here and almost teched him.
You beat Cade DeVos of South Dakota State that day too, and now you're facing Hunter Balk of Arizona State looking for a fall.
Yeah, that's a move that I kind of added to my arsenal. Gesture showed me the bow and arrow once I got to college. You can't really hit too much in high school, and so that's something I added to my arsenal. And then this bar half, really worked on it, to sharpen it with Metcalf, and continue to sharpen that half so I can get more pins.
That was a big pin too, because that duel wasn't going our way, so it was good stepping up there and getting the pin when you needed it. You know?
So, David, we see a lot of these matches where you're getting back points and you're getting very close to pins. Are you always trying to get the pin, or sometimes you're just trying to get a little extra work in?
This year, I was looking either pin, tech, or major. I think what you'll see out of me next year is like I might be 10. It might be 10-2 or 10-0. I'm looking for almost kind of close to tech, and I probably won't go for it. I probably try to finish them on their back. Like I honestly try to really put the hammer down to get the pin, no matter what. This year I was kind of like, okay, if I get a tech, that's all right. If I get a major, that's fine. I think this next year I really want to. If I can do it, I really want to get the pin. If a tech comes, it comes, but really want to try to get the pins.
On to the Big 12 championships now, and starting off with Symington of Air Force. And speaking of pins, you're going to get one here.
See ya. Yeah, those cradles work, David.
Yeah.
You know, obviously David's got some tools because he's got different ways and different ways to pin guys. He's not just a one-trick pony. He's got some different tools, and I could tell early in the summer when we started getting together again that he really had a desire to learn and spend time pinning.
You did this a lot too. Like 4 seconds into the match, you're getting points.
Yeah, just getting some quick takedowns, setting the tone early. Here's a little bit of defense here.
And you turn that defense into offense against Cade DeVos, South Dakota State.
Yeah,
a little tougher this time, didn't he?
Yeah, he wrestled a lot harder this match. He's a lot more ready, I think, for my speed and stuff. And just he's long. He's kind of hard, kind of awkward to wrestle a little bit.
You end up getting an 8-2 decision to move on to the final, which, of course, you're the defending champ in the Big 12 Conference. And you're going to face Jared Franick again of North Dakota State in that final. And that's going to be a good one. And you dominated him earlier in the season. And we'll see what happens here in the rematch.
Oh, there we go. Two-timer. You know, because of COVID, you could be the first 5-time Big 12 champ, dude.
I know, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
Do they write 5 times or do they put an asterisk? I don't know.
Nah, I probably put 5 times. I don't know. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Well, you establish again early that you're the aggressor.
Look at that off the whistle. Good.
Brett, you try to get him to go early like this? Do you guys is that how you coach him up, or is that just his personality?
I think honestly, I mean, David, you probably just kind of mix it up. You know,
Yeah.
like, depending on the guy. I think sometimes you throw one out there early, sometimes you hand fight, and then maybe you walk back to the center, and then you throw one off the whistle. It's kind of just keeping the guy off balance. Is that about right?
Yeah, it kind of changes a little bit each match. Sometimes if it's someone I've wrestled before, it kind of helps me a little bit to start it a little bit early to let them know, like, hey, it's going to go the same way. But I don't mind hand fighting a little bit, moving the guy, then getting to my attack. Sometimes I have to do that because guys know I'm coming. Like, you guys switch it up because if I shoot off the whistle every time, that's what they're expecting. So I try to switch it up.
There it is. Big 12 champion again. Iowa State's first back-to-back Big 12 champ since Paulson 14 years ago. And another nice notch in David's belt for sure. So here's a little look back at the match again. But Kevin, great accomplishment to win this back-to-back.
Yeah, we like Big 12 champs. I made a speech not too long ago on the importance of winning the Big 12, and so and I know David's got the same mentality for the rest of our team. Is you get a bunch of Big 12 champs, they give you a Big 12 championship trophy for the team. So we're gonna keep trying to do that math. But winning 2 in a row, first guy in the last 14 years, that's pretty amazing. I didn't even realize that stat.
On to the NCAA championships and open it up with Marcus Hartman of Army, another major. Then you got Lewin of Michigan that day too. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I'm saying that bow and arrow of his, man, that's literally something he kind of took on this last year and a half that he's just been eating guys alive. Really works well into your other setups and turns too. Once they start paying attention to their legs, start grabbing wrists. So we just got to figure out how to pin him now from that bow and arrow.
Yeah, I know. That's something that I've been kind of working on, trying to finish it off with the pin. Sometimes I go high side chicken wing, which I know Drescher likes, but I've seen guys step out, hook the leg, and get the pin from the bow. So that's something I'm going to continue to work on with my bow and arrow, and it's really something I kind of got this year and continue to kind of work on.
Good test here against Braden Lee of Minnesota.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, he kind of got a last minute.
Yeah, that was 10 seconds left.
What were you thinking there, David?
I was like, I cannot believe that just happened. And then I don't know. I wanted them to come a little bit more. I was thinking if he just takes one good shot, like real good penetration, I was thinking I could do a re-attack or I could get to like a post single leg, which is like kind of my favorite shot. and I don't know, he's coming strong. He's starting to come a little bit more, which is good for me. And then was able to get to the single leg, and it was pretty easy to get to the finish after that.
Sudden victory for David. Great match.
You too, man. Yeah.
That gets you on to the semifinals and another really good test. Hayden Hidlay of North Carolina State.
Yeah, one of the best wrestlers in the nation at any weight. This Hayden Hidlay guy is good.
This match was kind of a key matchup. This next one had it circled, and something that we knew that would have to happen for me to be able to be in the finals.
Yeah, I got it. What was your record with him? Because he beat you in freestyle, right? Earlier that.
Yeah, we're 1-1. We're 1-1. He beat me in freestyle, and then this is our second matchup.
Yep. So we knew
He's
that
able to
big hurdle
take down to ice it.
Yep.
There it is. A 6-4 decision. You're 19-0 on the season, and you're headed to the championship match against Jesse Delavecchia of Ryder. Both you guys coming in undefeated. And David, how'd you approach this day?
I feel like I was a little nervous, so I feel like that nervousness probably made me start off a little slow, not being able to get a takedown the first. But this was huge for me getting away because this guy's best position was top. Getting away gave me a lot of confidence, and I was like, all right, there's no way he's gonna be able to take me down on my feet. I'm just gonna go get one and kind of put the match away, which was kind of just my mindset: just get away. That was good, and then try to go get one.
Both you other guys have been in this situation and have finished, and it's got to be the hardest thing, man. That get to that finish line. Oh, it's a big deal.
What are you thinking here, Metcalf? What are you guys thinking?
I was going to say that I think, the biggest hurdles, I think you maybe had a pretty clear idea of who you're going to have. And this kid upset him, like pinned him,
Yeah.
So that was a big portion of the finals here. It was like, whoa, who's this other guy that we didn't, wasn't even on our radar,
Yeah, we weren't planning for this guy at all.
Yeah, readjusting your mindset and not that you have a huge plan, but readjusting your plan and going out and executing it either way was great. So
there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Attack.
That was fun.
I told him he couldn't do that, but he changed his mind. So I'm hanging out there doing a celebration by himself.
40 years after your dad won his first, you win your first. And it's great to have your dad there watching it. And David, that had to be an emotional moment for you.
It was just a lot of fun. It felt good just to walk off the stage and know that it was a mission complete, and to be able to do it at Iowa State, where my dad won. Something special, a moment I'll be able to share with my family forever, a moment I'll be able to share with Metcalf forever, and a moment I'll be able to share with Drescher and St. John. Just like, they do a lot for me on their closed doors. Not a lot of people get to see what the work we put in, the hours, the individuals and stuff. So
we're going to listen into your post-match interview right here.
Your assistant coach, Brent Metcalf, you tackled him there with the cartwheel.
Yeah, I tried to do a cartwheel to a backflip, not on his watch. But first off, I just want to say all glory to God. Without him, I wouldn't be able to do it. All glory to him. Nothing without me.
There's a lot of history to that celebration. There's a lot of history when we talk about you and your wrestling, becoming a legacy with your dad. What's his influence been on your wrestling career?
It's been amazing. I'm just happy to be father-son. National champ, sounds good. And yeah, I just want some gummy bears.
You write down your goals. How long has this been on your wall?
For a while, since I was a little kid.
Little kid.
I've dreamed of being a national champ. My dad said right away, when I started wrestling, he said write down your goals, and this was the top one.
A dream for a long time. Congratulations.
Yeah. All glory to God.
Awesome stuff.
And quite honestly, who doesn't want gummy bears? That's a great.
Really, really good stuff right there, David. And Kevin, talk a little about the impact that David's had on your program.
Well, David's, and I say this with him being on the line here, but David's special in that he wants to win, but he also wants the people around him to win. And that becomes more and more evident all the time from us as a coaching staff. He's becoming a better leader every month, every week, every day. He's getting more involved because he's kind of getting to be an old guy now instead of a young guy, because he's getting ready, I think, to start his 4th year here at Iowa State between redshirt years and COVID years. And so he's taken over that leadership, and he's, putting his arm around the freshmen, and he's putting his arm around the recruits that come in, and say, hey, you can get it done here. And we want to win national titles. And he's almost kind of taken on a role as an extra coach lately. And I like that.
How important is that to you, David?
I want to win Big 12 titles as a team. It's cool to win an individual title, but I think it'd be even cooler to have, like Drescher said, a bunch of Big 12 champs. It'd be even cooler to have tons of All-Americans and national champs. When I was watching Iowa State wrestling when I was younger, it was just like Iowa State wrestling was always Big 12 champs. Iowa State wrestling was always number one. And so, like, when I came here, that was kind of the vision that we had talked about when they were recruiting me. They were like, hey, you're the start of Iowa State coming back and being a top school again. And I want to hold that vision I want that vision to come to pass. And I think if we get the right recruits and the guys and we have a lot of great guys on our team already, if they keep stepping up and keep pushing, I think we can bring home a Big 12 title. I think we bring home a national title. And I think the sky's the limit. It's just the start. It's just the beginning.
So, Brent, when you got a guy who is an undefeated NCAA champion, how do you challenge him to find ways to get himself even better right now heading into this coming season?
Yeah, I think it's something that him and I talk about a lot. Really, it's just continue to set the bar higher, continue to set your expectations higher. Kind of the way that I was always raised was, don't be satisfied, never settle. And kind of he's got that in him, but just keep reminding him and keep pushing his goals or pushing his expectations, even on a day-to-day basis. I talk to him a lot about, hey, in practice today, set a goal for yourself, whether it's how many points you want to score or how many pins you want to get, right? If you're working pins, all right, well, then you got to, get 10 pins, right? If you don't reach that goal, then there's a mark for you, right? When you come back the next day, all right, let's see if I can get 10 today, right? Or let's upgrade my partner, get a harder partner and see if I can get 10 on that partner. Just making a bunch of little mini goals, I think really helps you stay motivated day to day, right? I mean, we all have our big overarching goals, but I think for him, and he's done a really good job of this, is just understanding those tiny little goals to keep yourself motivated every day, and keep raising them for yourself. As you knock them down, keep making new ones,
Well, what might be really awesome this year is if we can have Breece Hall win a Heisman and have David win a Hodge. That'd be a special year for Iowa State.
Yeah, it would.
I like the sound of that. That'd be sweet. That's the goal. And these guys, they're the best coaches in the country. I know they'll be able to get me there. It's always the next thing. And they're always pushing me. Like I said, I'm kind of goal oriented. Metcalf's always setting high goals and high expectations. And that's what I love about this coaching staff. They're always pushing me to reach new heights. And that's going to be a new one for me, is trying to get the Hodge.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys. This has been a lot of fun looking back at a great individual season, great team accomplishment for you to go out and win a national championship, David, and wish you guys a ton of success. I'm looking forward to the season. It's going to be a blast, and just want to thank you for coming on here today.
Thanks, John. We appreciate you.
All right. And thanks to Kingland Systems. They're the guys that suggested this, and I think they're going to love it. So we appreciate them getting behind Cyclone Wrestling and Cyclone Athletics.
Good deal. I'll take care of my guy, Todd Rognus, then, all right?
There it is.